Here are 10 deadliest aviation accidents of all time. Aviation industry is one of the biggest industries in the globe. There's no doubt that aviation is the fastest and most convenient travel system that is present there. But over the years, we have come across several incidents which has put a question on the safety provided by the aviation industry. Since 1923, which witnessed the first major aviation accident when on December 21, 1923, the Dixmude, a rigid airship of the French Navy, was reportedly struck by lightning and crashed into the Mediterranean Sea, off Sicily, Italy, killing 52 people. The world has so far witnessed air crashes involving 540 aircrafts across all 7 continents and 3 oceans, resulting in the total loss of 53,500 lives. Let's take a look back at 10 of the deadliest aviation accidents of all time which resulted in the loss of most lives. The top 10 deadliest aviation accidents of all time. 10. Nigeria Airways Flight 2120. The 10th of deadliest aviation accidents took place on July 11, 1991 when chartered passenger Nigeria Airways Flight 2120 crashed on its way from Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, to Sokoto, Nigeria, shortly after takeoff from King Abdulaziz International Airport. It killed all 261 people on board, 247 passengers, 14 crew members. The reason for the crash was later discovered as underinflated tire which overheated, leading to a fire. When the aircraft was at an altitude of 671 meters, 2,201 feet, a number of bodies were seen falling from it. 9. China Airlines Flight 140. On April 26, 1994, passenger flight China Airlines Flight 140 crashed due to a stall caused by pilot error. It killed 264 people out of 256 people on board, including both passengers and crews. Although, by April 27th, there were 10 people alive, but by May 6th, there were only 7 people who survived the injuries, including 3 children. 8. American Airlines Flight 587. The 8th of deadliest aviation accidents involved passenger flight American Airlines Flight 587 which crashed on November 12, 2001, shortly after takeoff on its way from John F. Kennedy International Airport in New York City to Santo Domingo's Las Americas International Airport in the Dominican Republic. It resulted in the death of 265 people, including 5 people on the ground. All the 251 passengers and 9 crew members were killed. The reason for the crash was later reported as tail structure failure due to co-pilot error while encountering wake turbulence. Due to the similar location and time of the crash to that of 9.11 attack, many people thought it as a terrorist attack, but later this was ruled out as a rumor. 7. Malaysia Airlines Flight 17. Passenger flight Malaysia Airlines Flight 17 crashed on its way from Amsterdam to Kuala Lumpur on July 17, 2014 after being shot down. All the 283 passengers and 15 crew members were killed, putting the death toll to 298. According to American and German intelligence sources, the plane was shot down by pro-Russian insurgents using a Buk surface-to-air missile fired from the territory which they controlled. It drew widespread media coverage and was touted as one of the heinous terrorist aviation act. 6. Saudia Flight 163. The 6th amongst deadliest aviation accidents occurred on August 19, 1980 when passenger flight Saudia Flight 163 caught fire after takeoff from Riyadh International Airport, now the Riyadh Air Base, on a flight to Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. All 301 people on board including 287 passengers and 14 crew members perished in the accident. Till date, it is the deadliest aviation disaster that did not involve a crash on impact or mid-flight breakup. 5. Air India Flight 182. On 23 June 1985, Air India Flight 182 operating on the Montreal, Canada, London, UK, Delhi, India route was destroyed mid-air by a bomb at an altitude of 31,000 feet, 9,400 meters, and ultimately crashed into Atlantic Ocean while in Irish airspace. There were no survivors from this fatal crash, and it took the lives of all 329 people on board, including 307 passengers and 22 crews. It occurred at the same time of the Narita airport bombing, leading to people believe both of them were linked, and which were later proved to be true. It is the largest mass murder of Canada till date. It is to have been a retaliation against India for the operation carried out by the Indian Army, Operation Blue Star. 4. Turkish Airlines Flight 981. Turkish Airlines Flight 981 crashed outside Paris, France, on March 3, 1974, killing all 346 people on board, including 335 passengers and 11 crews. Also known as the Armenonville air disaster, from the forest where the aircraft crashed, it is till date the deadliest single-plane crash with no survivors. The reason of the disaster was cargo door failure. An improperly secured cargo door at the rear of the plane broke off, causing an explosive decompression which severed cables necessary to control the aircraft. 3. Saudi Arabian Flight 763 and Kazakhstan Airlines Flight 1907. Known as the Charkhi-Dudri mid-air collision, this is the third amongst deadliest aviation accidents of all time. It involved mid-air collision of Saudi Arabian Flight 763 and Kazakhstan Airlines Flight 1907, killing all 349 people on board both planes, making it the world's deadliest mid-air collision. The former was en route from Delhi to Dhahran, Saudi Arabia, 289 passengers, 23 crews, total 312, and the later was en route from Chimkent, Kazakhstan, to Delhi, 27 passengers, 10 crews, total 37. The collision was caused due to pilot error on the Kazakhstan Airlines aircraft. 2. Japan Airlines Flight 123. The second amongst deadliest aviation accidents of all time took place on August 12, 1985, when passenger flight Japan Airlines Flight 123 crashed due to mechanical failure 12 minutes into the flight into two ridges of Mount Takamigara and Ueno, Gunma Prefecture, 100 kilometers, 62 miles,
This
from
deadliest
Tokyo.
aviation accident
It is the
occurred on
deadliest
March
single
27,
aircraft accident in history
1977,
which took the lives
when
of
two Boeing
520 people,
747
including
Seacons were
15
involved in a
crews
runway
and
collision at the
505
LOS
passengers.
Rodeos Airport, now Tenerife
Only 4
North
people,
Airport.
all of them
The
women
reasons for the
passengers,
accident
survived
were
the
reported
accident,
as
including a
pilot error,
26-year-old
runway
woman,
incursion,
a
heavy fog,
34-year-old woman and her
limitations
8-year-old
failures in
daughter and another
communication.
12-year-old
The
girl.
first aircraft was
1.
Pan and Boeing
Pan AM
747
Flight 1736 and KLM Flight 4805.
Total 396.
This deadliest aviation
And the
accident
second
occurred on
aircraft
March
was the
27,
H-Buff, KLM Boeing
1977,
747
when two Boeing
747
747s were involved in a
14
runway
crews.
collision at the Los
Total
Rodeos Airport,
248.
now
Total
Tenerife North
583
Airport.
out of
The reasons for the
644
accident
people
were reported
killed
as
in the
pilot
accident.
error, runway
Only 6
incursion,
people survived,
heavy fog,
all of whom belonged to the
limitations and
first
failures
flight.
in communication. The first aircraft was Pan Am Boeing 747-121, 380 passengers, 16 crews, total 396, and the second aircraft was PHBUF, the KLM Boeing 747-206B, 234 passengers, 14 crews, total 248. A total of 583 out of the 644 people were killed in the accident. Only 6 people survived, all of whom belonged to the first flight.